guys, welcome back. My name is Katie and where the have I been? Whew, I'm a little rusty. It's been a month since my last video and I don't know how to do this anymore. Hi guys, I am so happy to be back and to be recording. I wanted to do this video before I went on with my regular schedule just to tell you guys what I've been up to, and also I want to do a little bit of a book haul because my last book haul was in March and I've accumulated a fair number of books since then. So basically, I talked a little bit about this in my June TBR, but June is a very hectic month for me at work. I spent a total of like 7 nights in my own apartment because I was traveling so much for work, and when I was home in my apartment I just wanted to do things like unpack and do laundry and then probably repack because that's how my life is. I was doing things like all across the state of Tennessee, which is where I live, and it's beautiful and I had so much fun, but I just did not have time to make any videos or even watch that many videos. I have a watch later list of like 100+ videos right now and it's just so intimidating, but I really want to watch all of your guys' content and I'm really excited to get back into BookTube to form more of a regular schedule again. This happened exactly the same last June. I only read one book last June, so I was kind of anticipating this, and I want to thank you guys for sticking with me and still watching my videos, and I hope that you are here to stay because I've got some great things coming. So let's just get into this little book haul I have here. The first book I have to show you here is called The Orphan Queen by Jodi Meadows. This is about an orphan princess who is whisked away and taught all these sort of crazy thievery skills and is planning on using that as long with her other orphans that she has met who have the same skills to take back her throne. But there's also this magical sickness that's like penetrating the kingdom. Seems really fun and really what I want right now because even if it's tropey, they're all the kind of tropes that I just adore, so I'm ready to jump right into this. Then I have The Winner's Kiss by Marie Rudkowski. I am currently reading The Winner's Crime, which is the second book in the Winner's Trilogy, and this is the third book in the Winner's Trilogy by Marie Rudkowski. This trilogy is a young adult fantasy trilogy, but it has a lot of historical influences. Reminds me a lot of the Civil War United States antebellum era with slavery and all of that stuff, but also mixed in other themes. It's very politically intriguing. It follows a girl named Kestrel who is told by her father that she has two choices, either to be married or to become a soldier in the army, and she wants neither of those, so it follows her story as well as a slave story and they intertwine, and it's really good. I'm enjoying it so far, and so once I finish The Winner's Crime, I'm going to be moving on to The Winner's Kiss, which is the final book in the trilogy, and I'm really sad that it's ending. The next book that I have here is The Coldest Girl in Coldtown by Holly Black. I have never read a book by Holly Black, but I was somewhere in June and I went to a Books-A-Million and they had this on sale for $2 and I've heard really good things about this. So I do not know too much about this book. It follows a girl named Tana and it takes place in a world where vampires are known to the human race and they are kind of confined to these areas called Coldtown, and somehow Tana and her friends get involved with the Coldtowns, and it's kind of like once you go into a cold town you might be infected, so you can't ever leave. I'm not too familiar with the premise of this book, but I'm excited because I've heard good things and I've heard good things about Holly Black, so yes. I do feel like I already have hauled this book, but I watched my hauls and I don't think I have. So I picked up The Glittering Court by Richelle Mead. Richelle Mead is the author of the Vampire Academy and Bloodline series and a whole slew of other books that I have never read. The Glittering Court is her newest novel that is a part of a companion series following this girl named Adelaide who is rich and royal and is running away from an arranged marriage, and she ends up going to the glittering court where they train girls to go overseas into like a colonized America basically to find new husbands. But there's all this kind of scandalous things that are happening in this book. And then I picked up First and Then by Emma Mills. Emma Mills, I believe, is a YouTuber. I did not know that when I picked this book up, but I will link her channel down below, and I believe she's writing more books. This is a very modern this is a modern, very loose retelling of Pride and Prejudice, and it was just everything that I needed. I already have read this, and it was perfect and adorable, and I just loved it. Then I picked up The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, one of my most anticipated releases of 2016. Have I read it yet? No. No, I have not read it yet. This is a book that follows a girl who has a very high-powered politician for a father who at the start of the novel is kind of confronting this scandal that has just happened, and the protagonist is standing by her father and kind of the events that are like weaving in and out of this scandal for the summer. And I love Morgan Matson. She's one of the queens of summer contemporary for me. I don't read a lot, but when I do, I love Morgan Matson. Our Touched Queen by Roshani Chosky, which don't kill me for this, but I have no idea what this book is about, other than it is a fantasy and it looks like it has some Middle Eastern influences. And honestly, I picked this up because Amanda from Lady Bookmad on Tumblr, and I believe that's her name on Goodreads as well. I trust her opinion so much. She's amazing. Go follow her. So good, so good. ladybookmad.tumblr.com. She read this book and she was like, this is everything that I've ever wanted in a fantasy book. And that was enough for me, honestly, because I trust her opinion so much, and I'm really, really excited to read this. Top Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. This is volume 1 of the Rhaeria Revelations, and this is an adult fantasy novel that follows a sellsword and a thief, and they're trying to unravel a mystery that has been caused, like the falling of the empire or something like that. I've heard really good things about it. I've got to tell you the story. This is going to be like an 80-minute video because I'm so rusty, but I want to tell you this. I had been hearing about this book for a little while. It's kind of sprinkling into BookTube. I'd been seeing it, and I'd been picking it up at the bookstore and carrying it around, and then when it was time to go check out and I had too many books in my hand, this was always the one that got put back just because it's so big, and it was like 20 bucks, and I was like, you're not going to get to this right now, buy it when you know you're going to pick it up and read it. And then I went to this giant used bookstore called McKay's, which I should totally vlog for you guys one day because it's amazing. It's amazing. Anyways, and they had this book for $4, and I was like, I'm getting that. Oh, it was fate. It was fate for me to get this book at the used bookstore, in pretty good condition too, for $4 when I had been carrying them around at the bookstore for full price. And something in the back of my mind was like, no, you will meet this book again for a cheaper price. And last but not least, I picked up My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I've read none of these books. I have The Orphan Queen by Jody Meadows, but I've not read any books by these authors. This is a historical fiction, like, parody retelling of Lady Jean Grey, and they're changing a lot of stuff and adding like the mystical elements of it, and it just seems like it's gonna be so much fun, like so much of a really fun way to read historical fiction. And this is the point in history right after Henry VIII, when there was kind of like this vying for power between his bastard children, and this is kind of that time in English history, and I'm just really excited. Like, I've already started to read the first couple pages, and it's really funny and like satirical almost. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm definitely excited to pick this one up. That it's sort of a comical and funny and interesting, lighter way to approach historical fiction, and then there also is this magical element kind of floating in through the story. So that is it for my book haul and where have I been video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. I promise when I say that word, I will see you soon with another video soon. Goodbye!